The mass majority of people in the United States are familiar or at the very least have seen or experienced a dollar store at some point in their life. Whether that be for a quick cheap snack, cleaning supplies, party decorations, or just a cheap alternative overall to expensive big box stores, it's become a staple for consumers trying to save every penny and leave some left in their pocket. And that was the idea that backed the expansion of these stores for many, many years. I personally used to go to the dollar store when I'd visit my grandparents as a kid, and I loved every second of it. Every toy, albeit they were extremely cheap, but as a kid it didn't matter. They were all $1. And being that spoiled grandchild, I was lucky enough to ransack that whole toy aisle and get a plethora of little neat things to play with. But things have changed from the business side, and it feels like the main focus of being a cheap alternative to these expensive big box stores is less and less of a focus. And many of these dollar stores are just digging their own grave. Almost like they just stopped caring about every aspect that brought them success, including the customer themselves. Once known as five and dime stores, the cheap variety store business model became prominent in small towns as early as 1877 thanks to the Butler brothers and Ben Franklin. Now, Ben Franklin was not directly involved in any way. The brothers just decided it was a catchy name, inspired by the founding fathers' quote, "A penny saved is a penny earned." And at the turn of the 20th century, the Butler brothers had over 100,000 customers in the United States, and they decided to sell their business because of this in 1959. But unfortunately, as time went on and more stores opened, more stores started having dwindling success, and their financial problems ultimately interfered with the chain's ability to deliver goods to its franchises. This resulted in 860 locally owned stores in 47 states to permanently close their doors as the company went bankrupt sometime between 1996 and 97. But hey, there was one store that stood its ground in Middlebury, Vermont, lasting all the way up until 2018. Despite this collapse of Ben Franklin, not only did the brothers make a boatload of money selling at the time they did, but they also paved the way for these new dollar stores and inspired a business model focused on being a financial lifeline for households counting every dollar in their bank account. Big chain retailers like Dollar General, Dollar Tree, and the Family Dollar recognized this and knew it was time to swoop into areas where these stores were needed the most. But as history tends to repeat itself, these big chain retailers are going down the same path Ben Franklin did. It's pretty evident that dollar stores primarily target lower income households with children. Some stores are strategically located in areas with low real estate values, leveraging algorithms that consider factors like traffic patterns, speed limits, and nearby amenities such as schools and post office. And typically, they also lease rather than buy their sites, so if any changes are made locally within the area, they don't have to own the location and can just up and move elsewhere. Dollar stores thrive on high volume sales and low fixed operation costs. Their profitability stems strictly from minimal expenses, including low wages and small staff sizes. Each store typically employs around 5 to 10 workers, contrasting with independent stores which often have double that number. Dollar stores predominantly source from low-cost wholesalers and typically do not purchase food from regional or local providers. However, food constitutes a significant and expanding aspect of their business model, and during the 1970s, this was the biggest growing years for these new chains. During this decade was when Family Dollar's stock went public for the first time, and it was listed at $14.50 per share, and a few short years later in 1981, the chain opened its 400th store. Overall, the 1980s saw expansion as well, but at a much wider scale, and by 1989, 1,500 stores were operating. We're going to fast forward a bit to August of 2011, where we're now seeing 7,000 stores in 44 states. But there was a lot of growing competition from 99 Cent Only and Dollar Tree. And Dollar Tree decided to seize their opportunity to further dominate the market share, and in 2015, Dollar Tree announced that it will be acquiring Family Dollar at $74.50 per share. This deal valued Family Dollar at $8.5 billion. But a fellow competitor, Dollar General, had the same idea and entered this bidding war, surpassing Dollar Tree's offer with $78.50 a share. Now, General Dollar with that bid had valued Family Dollar at $9.7 billion. When all the dust settled, Family Dollar ended up rejecting General Dollar's higher bid, saying it was not a matter of price, but concerns over the antitrust issues that had convinced the company and its advertisers that the deal would not be concluded on the terms proposed. But shortly after, Dollar General CEO Rick Dreeling sent a letter to Family Dollar board of directors claiming that Levine rejected the merger request just to protect his own job. Quite a costly mistake for the future of Family Dollar, as Dollar Tree was unknowingly headed down a dark path. After the deal closed, the new conjoined company was inspired to go beyond just retail, and they took a swing at entertainment. In 2016, Family Dollar created a game show based on a store hosted by celebrity chef Pat Neely, and the show was called Save to Win, which aired on the CW. It only lasted one season, so it wasn't really deemed a big hit or anything. And as business dwindled after many different attempts to stay above water, Family Dollar just could not keep up anymore. What ultimately makes a dollar store successful comes down to a mix of factors. One is a customer base, and Dollar Tree, for instance, mostly caters to middle-income consumers in suburban areas, while Family Dollar tends to cater to lower-income consumers in urban areas. Research suggests that consumers in the latter group are more likely to feel burnt off of inflation. When Dollar Tree bought Family Dollar in 2015, it positioned the move as a way to expand its audience and thus its sales. This is a transformational opportunity for our business to offer a broader, more compelling merchandise assortments, with greater values to a wider array of customers, Bob Sasser said, who was the CEO at the time. The acquisition will extend our reach to low-income consumers while strengthening and diversifying our footprint. However, this hasn't played out how Dollar Tree hoped. Instead, Family Dollar's problems mounted over the last decade. It was fined more than $40 million for a rat infestation in its warehouse, the biggest criminal penalty in a food safety case per NPR. Not only were people feeling that grossness, but Dollar Tree's CEO said that Family Dollar's consumers are feeling the effects of expired pandemic-era SNAP benefits. To me, that kind of just seems like an excuse of poor management, but the brand continues to grapple with competition from Temu and Walmart and all these other stores. The harsh reality is that Family Dollar is a problematic business, which is a millstone around Dollar Tree's neck, dragging it down with the overall performance and the company's valuation. It's clear to everyone in the market that Family Dollar is a chain that needs a lot of work and investments, a fact which will also thin out the number of interested parties. And that's exactly what happened. In the fiscal year of 2023, Family Dollar logged an operating loss of $2.6 billion, causing for the announcement that they would close 600 retail stores by July of 24 and another 370 to follow in the coming years. And with the past issues, I would expect these closures to continue happening sooner rather than later. And just to backtrack a little, those who are familiar with the 99-cent only store, yeah, they're already fully out of business. Similar to Family Dollar, years of strategic mistakes, both brands faltered under the new ownership as competitors operating at a higher level rose from the ashes. And that's where Dollar General comes into play. As Family Dollar and Dollar Tree struggled, their rival Dollar General has actually boomed. Dollar General has opened 1,000 stores just in the past year, making it one of the fastest growing retailers in the United States. The company now has around 18,000 stores, and all these other dollar stores are battling for the same low-income shoppers. Despite the name, these stores mostly sell food and everyday items that used to be only $1 back in the day, but now they range anywhere between $1 and $10, and some places you'll rarely find $1 items anymore. The reason other dollar stores lost ground to Dollar General is partially due to prices. Looking at Family Dollar's prices, they can be 10 to 15% higher than Dollar General's and other discount competitors, and Dollar General, being more than double the size of Family Dollar, can offer lower prices because of its scale. Other factors include their overall mismanagement, their selective locations, and, well, being fined $40 million for a rat infestation in your main warehouse. All these shoppers have shifted to places like Dollar General as their main dollar store, Walmart as a bigger box grocery shopping, and other low-price chains to really stretch out their budget. With consumers being pickier on prices, there's bound to be very little room for error. With certain chains being mismanaged and having higher prices, it becomes pretty obvious who's going to remain and who's going to hit the road. But is it just weeding out the competition, or is it something bigger? If Dollar General follows in the same path as previous chains, they could be the next next to go depending on how they handle future business and logistics. And if any price changes affect the consumer's wallet enough to cause reduced sales, they could be forced out of business by their own target demographic, just like their predecessors before them. I want to thank all the new viewers and those who are taking time to watch this video. A lot of time is spent researching, writing, and editing this video. If it made you say, well, that's something, then we achieved our goal here today. Please consider supporting the channel. The best way to do that is by liking and subscribing. I'm working on improving with each video, so I really appreciate you watching this. As always, stay safe and stay curious, everyone.